Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's morning outlook. I'm Joseph Novichkov, Senior Analyst at GDMFX. As every morning, as tradition, we're starting with the Japanese yen. The yen over there rebounded from near a 7-year low versus the USD on signs its decline had become overstretched, and as Bank of Japan governor said, the economy is on track to achieving policymakers' 2% inflation target. Japan's currency rose against all 16 major peers as a gauge of the momentum signaled its drop versus the greenback since the end of last month has been too much too soon. The Bank of Japan released minutes today of its October 31st meeting when it surprised markets by expanding monetary stimulus to 2 days after the Federal Reserve ended its bond buying program. The currencies of Australia and New Zealand fell for a second day on declines in global commodity prices. The New Zealand dollar fell against its major peers after expectations for inflation 2 years from now fell to 2.06% in the fourth quarter, from 2.23% in the previous period. That was a survey that showed. Australia's dollar fell 2.2% to 86 US cents after iron ore futures for May deliveries slid 2.7%. The pound in UK rose, approaching a 6-year high against the yen on speculation. It will be supported by relatively high interest rates, even as the Bank of England delays increasing UK borrowing costs. The sterling climbed against the USD before data this week that analysts said will show UK gross domestic product expanded in the third quarter. While Bank of England's interest rates are at a record low 0.5%, they are higher than those of the euro area and Japan, where, of course, policymakers are embarking on more stimulus measures that tend to devalue local currencies. UK 10-year government bonds ended a 2-day advance with yields rising from a 5-week low. In Europe, the European stocks index futures were little changed this morning after reaching a 2-month high, as of course investors look for indicators that the global economy recovery is on track. The euro right now is also little changed versus the USD before the data at a price of $1.2418 per euro. In the commodity sector, gold traded below the highest level in 3 weeks as investors weighed expectations for higher borrowing costs in the US against global stimulus undertaking to spur economic growth. The price is little changed at the moment at $11.98 an ounce, while the West Texas Intermediate was 3 cents higher at $75.81 a barrel in electronic trading on NYME. It lost, of course, 75 cents to 75.87 yesterday. The volume of all futures traded was about 42% below the 100-day average. OPEC considered excluding 3 members from potential production cuts when it meets this week. Iraq, Iran, and Libya won't have to trim supplies should the OPEC agrees to reduce output, according, of course, to the people with knowledge of the proposal. Now, diverting our attention to the most important events with mid to high volatility expectations on the calendar. In about an hour time, inflation report hearing in UK at 13:30 GMT analyzed preliminary GDP report, and at also GDP index preliminary at 1500 GMT. Now, the calendar is also full of important news this week. On Thursday is Thanksgiving in US. Therefore, jobs report is coming out tomorrow. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.